Hello developers. Welcome to the series of reactjs developer interview questions. This question is asked by one of a very big company. This is the company name. The question is to solve a problem for creating dark and light themes for the whole application. Let me create one folder for that, which is called components. And inside it, I'm going to create one component called theme switch dot jsx const theme switch. I'll take a div, and inside that div I'll take two buttons. One is for light, another one for dark. I'll create one function called handle switch, which takes an argument called theme. I'll just console log theme. Let me export it. Okay, let's call this component in the app component. Okay, now I see two buttons, right? Light and dark. Clicking dark should turn the whole application to dark mode. Light would turn to light mode. So we'll use context for that. Before that, let me create one CSS file, or I think we already have one CSS here. Yeah, we can use this one directly. We'll use colon root selector. Inside it, we'll just define some variables. Let's say bg primary or something, right? Okay. For root, I'm assuming by default it will be having light theme, so background color would be white, and bg, not bg. You know what? I'll just say bg color, which means background color, or I'll just background. That would make more sense. And content, or just foreground, which is black. Okay, so this is for light theme, right? What about the dark? We'll just use attribute selector, and we'll call that attribute as data theme. Data theme is dark. When data theme value is dark, we'll just do the vice versa. Control C, Control V. Now this is black, this is white. Okay, so to the whole app we'll just apply the background color and foreground color. So for background color selector, for color property, I'll just use var function hyphen background, and content is text, right, for now. So I'll just use color property var hyphen foreground. Okay, so if I switch this to root, okay, now this is working, and switch this back to dark. Okay, now it is light. So the theming colors are getting applied. We just have to change this data theme value on click of the buttons that present in the theme switch. So for that we can use context, because here I don't think we can handle the data theme attribute assignment, because it should be handled throughout whole app, right? So it should be better if we use a context provider. Let me create a folder called context, and inside that, new file, context provider.jsx. So I'll create a context and export it. Export const my context is equal to create context, which is imported from React. Okay, and I'll create a component called context provider, which takes one argument, children. Children is supposed to be the JSX that is wrapped inside this context prof component. So here I'm gonna take one state variable called theme, set theme, use state. By default I'm gonna keep light, and return my context dot provider. This is supposed to be a closing tag, and we'll wrap children inside this my context provider. Okay, so we'll have to give this theme and set theme both values to the value property of this tag. Otherwise the set theme and theme will not be accessible for the whole app, right? We're creating the context so that these two values can be accessible anywhere in the whole app. So this is one thing, and let me create one use effect here with a dependency theme. I just console.log theme. Whenever theme changes, we'll just console log it. Use perfect. Okay. So nothing is broken yet. I think we're going in the right direction. Once the context is created, we'll have to wrap the whole app inside this context prop. Oh my god. Control C, Control V. Context prop, import context prop from dot slash sassy slash context prop. Okay, let's see the preview. I hope nothing breaks. Yeah, still doesn't work. I think we'll have to handle the on click events now. Okay, so in this theme switch component, I'll create a context using use context, which takes my context, which I have created and exported in the context pro, if you remember this one. Because this is the one we're using because my context is the one wrapping the children inside, right? And this is the one which is doing the provider with these values. So that's why we will have to use this context only to access the theme of the current app, like current theme of the whole app. So once the context is here, we can just say context dot set theme, because we have given the set theme function also into the in the value. I'll just give theme. Okay. So we'll test it right now. Why it is not going? Let's see. Theme changed. Let's see the console. Theme changed light. Theme changed dark. Is not working. Why it is not working? Theme switch.js. Okay. We didn't attach the on-click events. Okay. Sorry guys, I didn't attach the on-click events. Handle switch. So this will give light. This will give dark. Okay. Let's see now. Dark. Theme changed dark. Theme changed to light. Yeah, I think the context provider is doing its job correctly. Now it's time to handle the data theme property that we have set here. So to handle that, we'll go to the context provider. Here in the use effect, right, we'll just write document. I'll just close the preview for some time. Document element dot set attribute name data hyphen theme and the value of attribute name. Since we are getting the theme name directly from here, we'll just add it here. Now we'll check if it is working or not. Light, dark, light, dark, just like we seen in the toggle dark mode. Light, dark. So this is good. So the question is not over yet. I have completed till here, and the panel was happy at this point of time, and they wanted to check if I can add one more functionality to this application. So when it is in the dark mode and I reload the app, and now the dark mode is gone, I'll have to click the dark mode again to see it. What the panel asked me is they wanted to preserve this dark mode or the light mode, whichever one the last got set, right? So if it is dark and reload the app, the dark has to stay. If it is light and reload, the light has to stay. By default it is going to light mode because of this use state that we have set. So this by default, when I reload the app, the use states will take its own initial values, right? So this is taking the light as initial value. We'll have to control this one. So we'll use local storage for that. Let me create one function, get existing theme. So this will return local storage dot get item. I'll just put the name of the item as theme. If it doesn't exist, then just return light. Okay, now we'll call the function to initialize the value of the state. Still, this won't solve the problem. Let me tell you why. I'll just click the tab and reload. Still it will reset to light, because on changing the theme here in this use effect, we need to handle the local storage set item function. Otherwise the local storage will always return this value as undefined, and this function will be returning the light only. So what I'll do is I'll just store it in the local storage dot set item theme comma theme. Okay, let's see now. I'll just select the dark, reload, the dark is there. Select the light, reload, light theme is there. Yeah, I think that is it. At this point of time, interviewer was giving me a lot of hints how we can handle the attribute values and all. He liked the idea of this part, keeping the variables as separate for root and the attribute selectors of each theme. So yeah, I think this is it. So this is the second video. So if you haven't watched the first video, I'll leave the link in the description. So please go ahead and watch it. Thank you.